Did you get in the fetal position?
She checked out completely.
Welcome to Beyond the Sugarcoat.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Sugarcoat. Today, I'm sitting with my friend Anson, who went through a blindsided divorce about 5 years ago. And he's been kind enough to sit down and let me pry into his mind as a man on what that is like. Hi, Anson.
Hey, Dan.
Thanks for coming and sharing. I know it's a very personal story, and it's not easy for people to just open up their feelings. So I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me.
So, Anson, tell me how long you were married for.
Was married for 17 years, I'd say.
And you guys were dating prior to being married?
Prior to, yeah.
So how many years together?
That was since 98, so that would be 27 years.
And Anson has 3 beautiful boys who, believe it or not, are much taller than he is.
Yes, indeed. I'm the shortest one out of all the
Yeah,
three.
and you're?
6'3".
Yeah, and he's the shortest.
Yep.
He's done a fabulous job along with his ex-wife in raising his kids. One's got a scholarship playing football at a really good school.
UF.
Yep. And I love that school because my kids go there. So I'm biased. How did you fall into getting a divorce? What happened?
I mean, I don't know how it happened, but
You really don't know how it happened?
well, I knew how it happened, but when it was happening,
You didn't know.
I didn't know. So I didn't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's just out of nowhere, And obviously it's things that's, pile up over time.
Right. Things that were piling up over time, you didn't realize that it could head towards a divorce at that time or any time during that process.
At that time, I mean, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. What I realized a lot of times, sometimes when you're in the midst of something, you don't see it.
Yeah.
It's like saying if you're in a car, the car smells like gas, you've been driving the car for so long, so you don't smell it. It might take somebody from the outside to tell you, hey, Anson, car smells bad. How do you do it?
Right. So when you realized your car was smelling bad, since we're talking in that analogy, did you ever say I wanted a divorce anytime during this? Or did it just...
No, that was the...
So you were totally blindsided.
Yeah, that was the, when she said, I'm done, I want out. At that time, it's just, I didn't know what to do. You always have the fear, what would people say, how would you handle it?
Yeah.
Not having gone through something like that before, it's the first time, it was hard.
Was there any particular emotion that you felt intensely when she said, I'm done, I want a divorce?
I was shocked. I just couldn't believe that it's happened and that she would want, to be out.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I didn't even know what to feel. I didn't know how to even process it.
Did you offer to say, honey, I'm going to go for therapy. Let's go do marriage counseling. Did she ask, let's do that?
No. I'd offered her and I'd asked her, hey, should we go see a, counselor? She was like, well, whatever the therapist is going to tell me, I've already know it, so I don't need that. You can go, but I'm not.
So she was done?
Pretty much, yeah.
How did that feel? Felt like you didn't know her? You thought she would never do this in this way?
I never thought about it.
Did you feel like you didn't realize who this person is standing before you?
It's not like I didn't realize who she was. It's just that I didn't realize it would have happened that way if it were to be happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't think it was going to happen like this either. I thought we would work on it because we were seeing a marriage counselor. So that's why I was so shocked. Like, how do you give up so easily on something?
Yeah. I mean, it was so funny. I mean, this happened during COVID time. And my oldest son just graduated that same year. So I figured, okay, one's going to be gone in college. Got 2 more to go. So realized, this is where I started to make plans. Now we're going to be doing some more traveling because the kids pretty much going to be gone. And that's when it's like, well, nope, doesn't matter. I'm not staying. I don't want to be in there.
So your dreams were shattered?
Come somewhat, yep.
Yeah, because you had different expectations. And I can relate because I thought we were going to do the same thing because our kids were off to college.
Yeah.
And we had downsides. So I totally get it.
Yeah.
Now you're going through the divorce. What are you feeling? Like, do you move out? Are you there?
I stayed For it's almost a year in the same household, I decided, you know what, because I see that things are not changing, not improving, and it feels like she checked out completely. And so therefore I feel like it doesn't feel like a home anymore.
Why did it take you a year to live together in the same house and realize that? How come you didn't realize it sooner?
Well, in the back of my head, you're thinking that maybe at that time you think things were gonna work out, maybe there could be a solution to this. And when I realized, you know what, this person's already checked out and there's nothing that I can do
Right.
to resolve this. And I realized, you know what, for my sanity, for my health, it's best just to move somewhere and yeah.
What do you feel now? It's been 5 years later. Like, what are your emotions now?
I think I'm on a better place emotionally. From time to time, you just think about the kids and how, you wanted to keep the family intact, but you know what, you cannot sit and dwell in the past. I think I'm talked to you about this a lot of times. We fail to live in the present, but we, worried so much about future and then think too much about the past.
Yeah.
So right now I'm just trying to live in the present because this moment is going to determine my future.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. How did you maneuver yourself over the last 5 years to even get to that point?
Well, when you realize you cannot change the past, mistakes made, and it's for you to learn from it. And this is how you can apply those wisdom and the things that you learn from those mistakes so that you don't repeat it going forward.
So what are you thinking about in the present right now?
Well, what I'm thinking right now is spending more time with the kids,
Okay.
enjoying, being there for them, helping to contribute, to their happiness, and also learning new things, learning a new language. Actually, my Spanish has gotten better, learning new skills, and also trying to improve in my skills as far as further my education. And also, I've been doing a little bit more cooking.
Oh,
So
he's a great cook.
That's one thing that I've improved.
And he's a great decorator.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. You'd be impressed if you saw his place, how well he decorated, and he even changes for the seasons from fall to summer, spring.
Yeah, something, learn,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's nice. It's not just a woman thing, right? It's nice to see that men can take part in decorating.
Well, one thing is it shouldn't be a woman or a man thing, having something nice, clean, and neat.
Yeah.
It should be everybody's.
How are your kids?
Oh, my boys are doing great. I have my older one graduating next year. My middle one just enrolled or just got accepted at UF. He's playing football up there. And then my younger one, 14 years old, he's in high school.
How was it for them when they first found out, and how did you maneuver the feelings with them?
They handled it very, very well. Even though that's not what they wanted, but one of the things that we did, my ex-wife and I, that we sat them down and we let them know the news. It wasn't easy for them to take it, but we assured them that, hey, we're both adults. No matter what's going on, you're always going to have a mom and a dad. We're always going to be there for you, regardless of how we feel about each other.
That's so important.
Yeah. And we've been there for them, whether it's the school or any event.
Yeah.
We always showed up for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you both go together, you show up and you're friendly,
There's
there's no animosity?
There's not. It shouldn't be.
Okay, that's good. When you guys sat down to tell the kids about the divorce, what were you feeling? Like, were you like, this is a nightmare, I'm hoping she'll change her mind?
It wasn't a nightmare. I mean, we both adult and we both mature. We sat down, we handled it.
Hey, Sugar Fam. Looking for the perfect sweet escape? I'm loving sugar, candied oranges, lemon and chai spiced loaf, rich rum-soaked fruitcake, and indulgent Dubai chocolate melting pure luxury in your mouth. Ideal for gifting, sharing, or savoring solo. Click the link to deliciousness.
We're grateful to collaborate with a circle of amazing partners who make this journey even sweeter.
No, we pretty much, we handle things together. We make sure that the kids want to have like a continuity, like feel like there was not, even though we are not physically together, we're not in the same household, we don't want them to feel any way that, okay, even though mom's not there or dad's not there.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry,
You didn't cry?
but it hurts.
You didn't cry, really? You didn't shed a tear?
I mean, I really shed tears, you know. I guess I don't know.
And that's what I love about interviewing people. Everyone reacts so differently to things.
I don't know if it's the main thing, but
Did you curl up in a ball?
um
Did you get in the fetal position?
it did, you know, it feels like it always felt like your stomach
Yeah.
was boiling. It's like there was something. It's like even if you eat, it always felt like empty. That was a feeling that, you know, it felt like I just couldn't sleep. And your mind is going at a different miles and trying to figure, you know, what did I do wrong? You know, what could I have done different to fix this? And, you know, it just a bunch of emotion going through it, feelings. And
So it sounds like you were kind of taking some of the blame for this.
well, yeah. I mean,
Or all the blame? Were you feeling all the blame at that time? Because you just said, how could I have fixed this?
well, you know, just like I said earlier, you know, that times things happen. You're not even realizing it's happening. You know, you're thinking everything is going great, and sometimes you may have taken certain things for granted. And it's when it's like the one that reality hits, you'd be like, oh my God, I didn't say it that way. I seen how you may have felt, you know, but at that time, it's just you're going along thinking everything's gonna be great and this person's never gonna leave. And, you know, those are things you learn from.
Yeah. What is something you learned along the way through this whole process of being married, going through the divorce, and going through now in hindsight?
Pay attention, you know, pay attention to your surroundings and take the person's feelings, how they may see things. It's not always the way you see things. See it in their perspective, and don't take things for granted.
Yeah. And for me, every day is a work in process, no matter how long you've been in a relationship, right? Whether it's a day, a year, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years, there's no comfort zone completely. You're always a work in process.
It's always a work in progress, and sometimes comfort can be our worst enemy. When we are too comfortable, we let a lot of things go and then not paying attention to certain things. And relationship is something you should always do like an inventory. What did I do wrong? How could I improve this? Those are the lessons that I've learned along the ways and use that wisdom and knowledge going forward.
If you sat down today with a young couple who are just getting married, what advice would you give them to try to keep their marriage healthy and strong and long lasting?
Talk about it, communicate well, clearly, express your feelings, and don't be afraid to let your partner know how you feel, and listen.
And listen, that's really the important.
Listen, understand where where you're coming from. I always say just always involve God in your relationship.
That higher power.
You know.
Yeah.
It's almost like, to me, I feel like it's a triangle where, you know, this is you, this is your spouse, your wife, and God's at the middle. And I believe the closer you get towards God, the closer you guys become to each other.
So you believe in the God factor for keeping a relationship?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, whether you believe in a higher power, somebody established,
That union.
that union.
Yeah.
And I think that the closer you get to the Word of God, the closer you get to God, the closer you get to each other.
Those are good words of wisdom. Yeah. So I want to thank you for sitting down and sharing something that was difficult that a lot of men don't like to talk about, right? Because men tend to be more private than women in feelings. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And Anson is definitely going to be on my show on future episodes.
Thank you.
Yes, I love him. And
love you too.
We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Bye. You like your beat, man?
Okay. Look at me, not over there. Talk to me.
Yes.
Not who's over there.
Yes. All right.
I'm over here.
Yeah.
Look at me. That's why I just get to look at me. I'm going to fight you. Yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
There's nobody there.
Yeah.
Right here.